Welcome back to Stardew Valley, everybody. This is the continuation of the Merciful run, where we are not hurting any monsters for the duration of the game, and we are going to attempt to complete the community center by the end of year 2 with that restriction. So today is actually going to be a pretty busy day. We've got the community center unlocked today, if I remember correctly. My sources tell me you've been poking around inside the old community center. Why don't you pay me a visit? My chambers are west of the Forest Lake, in the Stone Tower. I may have information concerning your rat problem. M. Rasmodius, Wizard. Yeah, so we're going to pay the wizard a visit. He is over in the Cindersnap Forest. I see you've been exploring the old mine. You've got the adventurer's spirit, that much I can tell. If you can slay 10 slimes, you'll have earned your place in my adventurer's guild. Be careful, Marlin. I'm not going to hurt any slimes, so that quest is actually going to stay in our journal for the rest of the game. So first of all, we are going to harvest our parsnips. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like we got any gold stars, but we are going to save the parsnips we have, at least a few of them, for the community center. So I'm just going to hold on to these ones for now. We're going to go to the Wizard's Tower, then we're going to go to the Blacksmith, then to the Museum, then to Pierre's. We don't have very much money we can buy seeds with, but... And there's another thing we can donate to the museum, so... We could always sell our parsnips directly to Pierre. I don't know if that gets you farming experience, though, so I think I would rather ship them, even if it means we're going to be a day late on our next harvest. Ah! Come in. I am Rasmodius, seeker of the arcane truths, mediary between physical and ethereal, master of the 7 elementals, keeper of the sacred chamber. You get the point. And you, Sokumai, the one whose arrival I have long foreseen. Here, I'd like to show you something. Behold. You've seen one before, haven't you? They call themselves the Junimos. Mysterious spirits, these ones. For some reason, they refuse to speak with me. I'm not sure why they've moved into the community center, but you have no reason to fear them. You found a golden scroll written in an unknown language? Most interesting. Stay here. I'm going to see for myself. I'll return shortly. I found the note. The language is obscure, but I was able to decipher it. We, the Junimo, are happy to aid you. In return, we ask for gifts of the valley. If you are one with the forest, then you will see the true nature of this scroll. One with the forest. What do they mean? Aha! Come here. My cauldron is bubbling with ingredients from the forest. Baby fern, moss grub, caramel top toadstool. Can you smell it? Here, drink up. Let the essence of the forest permeate your body. Oh boy. +1 energy. That is some nasty slop. Did the wizard just drug me? You've gained the power of forest magic. Now you can decipher the true meaning of the Junimo scrolls. Alright, so now we have access to the community center bundles. So the goal is in sight. So we can't actually check what we have to donate. Right now we only have the crafts room open. I'm going to actually go to the community center so I can show you what this all means. Ahoy there! It's nice to see young folk moving into the valley. It's not very common these days. Hey, Sam. I just remembered I was meaning to do something. But I forgot. This happens to me all the time. Well, you just left your house. Maybe it's the threshold effect. Walk through a door frame and you just completely blank. Trust me, Sam, it happens to me a lot too. Alright, let's crack open some geodes in 10 minutes. So, now that we have harvested a turnip, we need to build a coop from robins, and we need to make a scarecrow. I think I might already have a Jamborite donated, but we might be able to donate the rest of these. Yeah, alright. So there's one reward. And two, nice. That was a good donation. So cauliflower and melon seeds. Melon seeds won't be useful for a while, but the cauliflower are going to be indispensable. I'll always take free seeds when I can get them. And cauliflowers, while they take a long time to grow, they do turn quite the profit. I need copper bar to rub on my sore nose. Please bring one as soon as possible. Weird. Yeah, before we hit Clint's, I am going to drop some of this stuff off. We're going to bring our spring forages into the community center, and we can see exactly what crops we're going to need for the donations. I'm missing a horseradish. I'm pretty sure I saw one in the Cindersnap Forest. Kind of wishing I had grabbed that earlier. Oh well. Why don't we try going up here and seeing if we got anything we can forage? It's not like I'm exactly pressed for time. Well, let's go ahead back down to the Cindersnap Forest, and then we can collect that horseradish down there. God, I can't wait till I get some upgraded tools. Am I really not? I really should bring more of my tools with me when I'm going around the farm. Okay, first of all, let's drop some of this stuff off. Okay. And we're gonna leave these seeds here too. I should go ahead and sell this jamboree. Probably won't be terribly much, but anything helps. Looks like we got some copper spawning in the quarry. It'll be a while before we can actually upgrade anything though. I think the first upgrade costs 2,000 gold. There you are. Alright, I think that is everything we need for the spring foraging bundle. Alright, so next up, Community Center. After that, probably Pierre's to buy as many seeds as we can with what level money we have. We're going to drop this copper bar off to help with Clint's nose. Then we've got a whole bunch of energy we can spend for the rest of the day. Hey Shane. Why are you bothering me? I want to be alone. Suit yourself. Alright. So these bundles, you need to donate each of these items in order to complete a bundle. And when you do complete a bundle, they give you a little bonus. So I got an assortment of 30 wild spring seeds. So that'll give me 30 random forageables. And I just unlocked the pantry and the fish tank. So as far as everything else in here, we've just got carrots. So there are the individual bonuses you get from completing each of these little bundles, but if you complete the entire room, then you get the reward at the bottom. Some of them are a lot better than the others, but we're going to have to finish all these bundles if we want to reach our goal. So spring crops will need green beans, cauliflower, and potatoes. We'll only need one of each. This will have to come later. So will this. Fall and summer crops. And quality crops is one we want to look out for. So 5 gold star parsnips. There are only 3 slots here, so we only need 3 out of these 4. If we can't get parsnips by the end of spring, we can always shift our focus to these summer and fall crops. So I feel pretty confident that we can sell all 35 of these parsnips without any issues. And then the fish tank, we do have some fish we can donate here, so part of the day might be spent going back and doing that, but I also do want to be somewhat efficient with my time. So I might wait until I have a fuller amount of things to bring for the bundles. The convenient thing is you can actually check it from your inventory. So I can go back home, see what I have, and then determine whether it's worth it to make it all the way out to the community center that day. Thankfully, it's kind of in the middle of things, so if I'm deciding to go to the mines or something like that, then it's on the way. Oh, you brought me the item I asked for. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Here's what I owe you. Sometimes I wonder how I ended up in this town. So yeah, these little deliveries can be a pretty good way to make easy money in the start. So this 500 we could spend on some cheap seeds. I do probably want to get the green beans and what was the other thing? Potatoes. Just get a few of those going so I can make sure they'll be done by the end of the season. I do already have 9 cauliflower, so that's a good start. So bean starter grows on a trellis. Unlike the rest of the crops, you can't actually pass over those, so you have to plan ahead when you're planting them. So I say, because we have 9 cauliflower seeds, bean starter takes 10 days, potato takes 6. So why don't we buy... Okay, we can only do 8. Well, if I had 10 more gold, I could buy 1 more. So we're just going to sell 1 of these parsnips. Just so we have an even number of each. Not that that matters that much, but I like to stay consistent in my farm layout. So it is 4 p.m. We're going to sell these. Gonna pick up our implements. We're going to need the watering can. Probably some more wood for a better fence. Alright, so this plot is 40 long. So, or 40 crops can fit in it, rather. We're going to do a little management. So for fences, if you don't chop them up the moment that you put them down, you won't get anything back from them. So it's kind of a poor return on investment of resources. Either way, it's not like they cost that much to make. It can just be kind of a pain when you're in the early game and you're strapped for wood. It'll be really nice when we either get the upgraded watering can or a sprinkler. Okay, we're going to make a separate plot for our beans and cauliflower. I think we could just do 2 rows of 9. Maybe not quite there, though. Alright. Looks like a good plan. See, so these I can chop up and still get fence back from. Okay, that's what I was worried about. Well, I still think that won't be an issue. Let's do another gate right here. You can go double wide on the gates, but they cost 10 wood, and that's a little bit expensive for me right now. So I think it's about 5 more fence we need. Dang it. Alright. Now let's go ahead and plant these bean trellises and cauliflower. So the beans first harvest is going to be in 10 days, and then the cauliflower in 12. I believe all the wild seeds only take 4 or 5 days to grow, so at least those will be quick. So we won't be able to water all our crops on a single watering can. It might be worth it to invest in a well pretty soon here, just so we can have a source to refill our watering can close to our crops, waste less time. I should really be planning out how I want to manage the remainder of my resources on my farm. While it's not necessarily non-renewable as far as stone and wood goes, I want to be conscious about what I have now and how I can make the most of it. So wood and stone are actually required for one of the bundles. Yeah, 198 wood, 99 stone, and 10 hardwood. Hardwood we're probably... Well, we did get a little bit from the mines. We might get lucky enough to capture 10, but I think what we're going to do next is go back down to the quarry on the farm. We can break up some of those copper ores and make some more bars. Plus we want to keep this field as empty as we can, so that we have a higher chance of spawning ords and geodes. Alright, 45 energy we could probably spend chopping up wood. Since we will need that for the bundle, I'll want to acquire as much as I can. I definitely want to break up the sticks before I go chopping down any trees, not just because of how much labor it takes to chop up a tree, but also the trees can spawn seeds for me, which will make more trees, which will end up turning out a higher amount of wood for me in the end. If I do ever run out of wood, I can always go down to the Cinder Snap Forest. There is almost never a shortage of trees down there. And this is just a part of the farm that I plain can't access yet, just because it is being blocked off by this. Oh wait, never mind. I thought that was a big stone. Alright. I think after a couple more we should be good for the night. It's almost midnight, so... Oh yeah, I never read Grandpa's note. Sokumai, wait for my return on the dawn of your 3rd year. Grandpa. See, at that altar, you will be judged at the end of your 2nd year, start of your 3rd year. based on the quality of your farm, your skills, your friendships, how much money you've made. I don't know exactly what goes into the judgment, but if you are diligent, you can get up to 4 stars, which gives you a small bonus. Actually, could spend the rest of this night filling up my watering can quick while I wait for that ore to smelt. I don't think filling your watering can takes any energy. What's the weather going to be like tomorrow? Partially cloudy with a light breeze. Expect lots of pollen. Oh boy. That moment when you're sitting in front of your furnace at 1 in the morning waiting for your bar to smelt so you can go to sleep. Let's make sure we have all the tools we want to start with. Tomorrow should maybe be a fishing day. Since it's not going to be raining, we're not going to be pulling in some especially difficult fish. I'll at least keep my hoe on me, just in case we run into artifact spots. I feel like I tend to miss those a lot. Alright, we can finally make scarecrows in basic fertilizer, which kind of wish I had access to before we did all our planting, but we just made a lot of money. At least relative to how much money we've been making. That's going to be a good amount for seeds. I think that's what we're going to spend all of it on, honestly. And we can just pop a scarecrow right in the middle of this plot. And that will make sure none of our crops are getting destroyed. So there are crows and weed growth that can destroy your crops, but there are also a few other factors. For example, if it is a stormy night, lightning has the opportunity to strike your crops and destroy them. You might also wake up to a loud crashing noise on your farm at some days. You'll find a big, giant, chunky meteor sitting in the middle of your crop pile. Thankfully, we'll still have a pretty good amount of energy after we're done watering our crops, but I think I will want to go down to Cinder Snap for 2 reasons. One, it is Sunday, so we can see what the traveling merchant has to offer. And the other reason is so we can collect more spring onions. We might as well do our fishing while we're down there. I'll take that horseradish too. So nothing that's really worth as much as she's selling it for here. I mean, I don't even think the tomatoes needed for the community center bundles, but we can just be patient, wait for the season to grow those. And yeah, egg, I mean, I think you need a large egg for the animal bundle anyway. Yeah, that wouldn't do it. Okay, let's go pick some onions, go fishing. Wild horseradish is not a terrible source of energy. We're just gonna eat all these. because fishing takes quite a toll on your energy. I think it's like 14 energy for each cast, at least with the starter rod, the bamboo pole. 2 onions. Less than half of what I was hoping for. Oh well. It should still be sufficient to fish on. Get it? Sufficient? Ha 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 ha. Dandelions are surprisingly good energy at 25. Alright. Let's go fishing right here. See what we can catch. It is really tempting to go get that backpack upgrade, but I think I'd still need another 550. I did not have much luck today. Nothing but algae and soda so far. Or I suppose you would call it cola. Finally. And it looks like one we can catch too. I'm gonna get this treasure chest. Bait. We cannot use bait with our current pole. We need an upgrade before we can start baiting fish. Definitely saves a lot of time when you're fishing. This one's a little more feisty. I don't know if I'll be able to get that chest. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got this. One nice thing about the fishing minigame is it doesn't actually pass the time in the day when you're doing this. Unless you're playing multiplayer. I should honestly start planting my mixed seeds. Alright, once I run out of inventory space, we'll be done fishing for the day. We can take the fish we need to donate to the community center. And then I think we're going to stop by Pierre's and pick up some seeds. Oh, there's Leah. Where's she going? I think she does painting out here or something. Or maybe just looks out over the pond. I don't know if we're gonna get anything different than sunfish and chubs, but let's give it one more shot. See what we can find. I do want to get over to Pierre's before he closes. Alright, I think this is another sunfish. Or chub. Okay. Hi, Leah. If you hear any banging from inside my hut, it's probably just me working on one of my sculptures. Sure. If the house is a bangin', don't come a dangin'. Should notice a few extra bugs. Alright, so one thing that you can do to make community center bundles a bit easier, if you hover over something that can be donated, you'll see this little community center icon start to pulsate. So we can tell the sunfish, the sardine, the clam, oyster, the catfish, the carp, and the bullhead. So that's quite a significant donation, I would say. And we might as well also take the stone and some of the wood that's required. Then yeah, the rest of this is gonna have to wait. Okay, time to go to the community center to donate all these fish. We'll swing by Pierre's on our way back and make a slightly larger farm. I think it'd be a good idea to spend these on potatoes, probably some more parsnips to see if we can't get any gold quality ones. We could also spend some time making fertilizer. If we have enough sap, we might need to chop down some more trees before that becomes manageable. Fertilizer is the only real way you can get really good quality crops. Alright, so that's half the river fish. We still need shad and tiger trout. Crab pot, we've got 2. Most of the crab pot bundle you can actually find on the beach, just foraged, but these ones you gotta actually have the crab pots for. So we've got 2 of the lake fish, still need a largemouth bass and a sturgeon, and 1 ocean fish. And then the construction bundle in the craft room. Cool. So that's a pretty good portion of the community center done. It would be exciting if we could actually finish it by end of year 1. Today I'm just going to relax and think positively. Do you ever take a day off? As the person playing this game, yes, I definitely take days off. Wanted, slime hunter to slay 8 green slimes in the local mine. This would be a really good reward, but we cannot take it because we can't hurt monsters, so... I sense you've been spending some time in the old community center. It's good to know someone's taking care of the place. You can tell by how I smell. How bad is it in there? Hey, Jody. I'm taking a break from house chores today. If I don't spend any time outside, I'll go crazy. Plus, I don't want my legs to turn soft. I've got those behind-the-counter blues. Alright. So if we're gonna grow potatoes, let's just stick with our formula, go with 9. How much is the backpack upgrade? 2,000, okay. So most of this stuff we're not gonna want until later. But we might as well buy some more parsnips to see if we can get any gold star quality ones. Let's go for, let's see, I have 1,000 Gs, so be 50 parsnips in total. I'm just not sure if I have the energy to water 50 parsnips. Guess we'll find out. Alright, 1 G left. I think it's important to spend as much money as you can early on in the game to get as many seeds as possible. Because then you can start summer with some serious dough. I think summer is where you get some of the most valuable crops. Well, technically fall, but summer you can grow hops. And every time I've played this game, I think I've grown hops. The turnaround on investment for pale ale is ridiculous. Okay, I'll probably want to make that scarecrow before I forget. We'll have to find another plot of land to put these parsnips on. Actually, we'll have to make 2 scarecrows if we're going to do separate plots. 50 wood. That's going to be a problem. And then the rest of it is coal and fiber. So fiber we're doing pretty well on. Coal we only need 1 per. Then we've got enough sap to make enough fertilizer for all the parsnips, excuse me. The starting crop in the Harvest Moon games is always turnips, so forgive me if I make that mistake very often. I think right down the stairs here is going to be a good place to put the parsnips. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to chop down those trees. Make all this fertilizer quick. Dandelion should be some really good energy. Let's actually eat that now. I don't really want to grow it here. Let's go here. So we're just going to clear out a few trees. Just enough to make some room. I probably could scythe that grass down there. Let's see how much room this is actually going to take up when it's done. I might not have enough energy by the end of the day to actually plant these crops. I at least want to get enough wood so I can make 2 scarecrows. And we are just there, so why don't we... Well, we're going to need fence too. Crap. You want to be careful you're not chopping your trees down into the river, or else you'll lose a lot of the wood and waste your energy. Okay, yeah, that's cutting it pretty close. I think that's at least a good start for tomorrow's planting. So let's go ahead, we'll put these back in here, wrong chest. get out our scythe and pick for tomorrow. I think we'll be good on fishing. What's the weather going to be like tomorrow? Beautiful sunny day. You know, for as much trash as I was fishing up, I'm surprised that the spirits are very happy today. I should be reading the channels here. Greetings, it is I, the Queen of Sauce, here to teach you a new mouth-watering recipe from my secret cookbook. This week's dish, stir fry. It's a perfect way to get some healthy greens on your plate. Sauté the greens in a little sesame oil and make sure to add plenty of fresh ginger and garlic. Now breathe deeply. Oh, that's good. I do like a good stir fry. Just enough energy to break up this rock, and then we're done. So since I don't have any energy to till out the land, it might be a good idea just to end the day early. But I could, I suppose, go foraging, so why don't we? We can go up to the mountain lake and find some stuff there, I bet. I've blocked myself off from going around that way. I should maybe make a couple more gates for this fenced off area, make it a bit easier to pass through. So usually you'll be able to find a few things up here. Like there's a leek. There's Sebastian. Hey, your name is Sokamai, right? Yep, you got it. Thank you for remembering. I have a really bad time remembering people's names. At least when I first meet them. So it's definitely not going to be enough energy to plant our crops on. But it'll be good for tomorrow's harvesting and planting and whatever. I think by the time we get back to the farm, it's going to be too late to do anything. Really gives you a perspective on how big this world actually is. The fact that it takes literally hours to get from one point of the town to the other. Alright, we are going to start off the day with these leeks, the fertilizer, the parsnips, the wood. Oh, we need to make a scarecrow still. Why don't we... Okay, I really need to get my chests in order here, so... We want seeds, forages in here. Then minerals, resources, and trash. Trash can actually go in the fishing chest, because that's where we get most of them anyway. Okay, so in order to do scarecrow, 50 wood, 1 coal, 20 fiber. And there's another free 100G. Awesome. No more crows. There is a effective radius that the scarecrows work on, so you want to be careful where you put them. I don't think the game necessarily tells you what the radius is, but there are tools online, like the Stardew Valley Farm Planner. I have used that a lot of times. Alright, 142 is not bad, considering it was just some fish and soda. So I think the plan for today is we're going to clear out, well, we already cleared out the space for the parsnips. We're going to hoe the land and then plant these bad boys. We'll see just how much energy we have to work off of when we're done watering our top farm here. It's going to be interesting managing space, because I generally, when I play through this game, I have almost never played any other farm than the default. This is actually my first time playing Hilltop, let alone my first time doing anything other than the standard farm. But I do like making those really expansive farms where it's just nothing but fields of crop. Usually ends up being something over 1,000 crops. And then my whole day turns into watering and harvesting. Especially for growing hops in the summer, then it is literally harvesting every single day once they've started. Alright, so watering this plot takes about half my energy. Now I am lucky I've got these leeks here. They have great energy, 40 per. We're going to trim this grass a little bit. Alright, if I want my fence to be right here, then let's do 5. So if we need 50, then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I suppose the fence doesn't need any gap. Really wish I could get rid of this. Do we even necessarily need a fence up against this rock wall? I honestly don't think so. I'm also starting to regret putting this right here because I want to be able to pass through this edge. So we did waste a little bit of energy there, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with leaving tilled land where it is, and we actually can't go all the way back to the rock wall here, so we're just going to have to negotiate this stump. Well, I could have planned that out a little bit better, but that's okay. Alright, so we've got a 5x9 field here. I suppose we're just going to have to bite the bullet and do the rest of our crops right here. So let's build a fence. Can I put fencing here? Yes. We're going to have to chop some trees down. I really don't like the way that looks. Just a little more fence. One too many. Oh well. I should maybe actually have a space for a gate right there for my water. I think it's a good time to eat our leeks. Okay, I'm at least going to get the 2 wood required for this gate, and we're also going to need the wood for the scarecrow, unfortunately. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about resource management, because your resources cost a lot of energy to acquire. You want to make sure they're getting put to good use in the early game. Alright, let's get fertilizing. Fertilizer can only go down before crops do, with a couple exceptions. But this quality fertilizer has to be put down before you can plant. And I think we'll have enough water, or enough energy to water all these crops. At least I hope we do. With this big of a farm this early on in the game, we're probably not going to have very much energy to do much of anything. Oh, you know what? I just realized I missed Mayor Lewis's birthday. Oh well. We'll get it next time. I think we'll have just enough to finish. Alright, let's go see if we can find any spring foraging. Get a little bit of that energy back. And I suppose crafting can go in here too. Yeah, because we're going to need quite a bit more wood if we're going to make that scarecrow. So we'll need quite a bit more energy if we are going to chop down the trees to get that wood. So another geode up there. I should try to be more careful about how much money I'm spending cracking open geodes if all it's doing is helping fill out the museum. Hey, Haley. Haley's too involved with her camera to notice you. Wow, jerk. Jerk. Alright, there's a couple things. So at least enough energy to chop down one tree, I think. No spring onions today? Well, we got one growing by the sewers. Delicious. Love me some good sewage onions. Extra fertilized. It's probably all we're gonna get today. As long as I can get enough energy for the wood for a scarecrow, then I will be content. I'd like to chop down some trees that are in my pathway. I should really cut this grass down. Let's start with these ones up here. It would be nice to use the rest of this land for farming. So with the axe, you can actually hold down your mouse button and it'll automatically chop. But you can see it's a little bit slower than doing manual clicks. I think that'll be enough energy for the scarecrow. Or enough wood, rather. Alright, that is just enough. One coal. Perfect. Right here should do ya. So this grass, if I had a silo, I could be converting this into free hay, but considering it's just getting in my way, I'm going to cut it down. It's really not that hard to grow grass, so I don't see this as much of a loss. Plus we've got plenty more patches on the farm elsewhere. Those seeds I'm going to leave so they can grow into trees. Managing energy will get a lot easier once we have unlocked the hot springs, which I believe happens halfway through the summer first year. There's this section over by the mountain lake where it kind of looks like there could be a path. And this little landslide here. So you can see this is a path that's supposed to lead to railroad, but is blocked off. But that gets cleared out eventually. And you can go to a hot spring, which if you sit in it will just fully recover your energy over a few minutes. Alright, no foraging has come back up here yet. I think I saw just some daffodils in the town, and that's not going to get us anything. I'm not entirely sure why you have the option to eat daffodils, since you get no energy from them. Oh, Hey, Linus. Sounds like those raccoons are back again. Filthy varmints. Ah, you turned up at the right moment, son. Could you do an old man a favor? Could you go around the corner and scare off those raccoons for me? They've been causing a real mess. Thanks. Make sure you give them a good scare so they never come back. It was me. I'm sorry. I find a lot of hot, fresh food in these cans. Stuff that'll go to waste if I don't take it. Do you think there's something wrong with what I'm doing? I mean, considering Sokamai here is the kind of guy that digs through trash in front of people he's meeting for the first time, no, it's a shame for that food to go to waste. Thanks, Sokamai. I knew you were an open-minded person. I feel good about what I'm doing. I'm not harming anyone. You can go on home. I promise I won't rummage at George's can anymore. You can tell him you scared off the raccoons for good. He's done rummaging through George's can, but he'll still rummage through Gus's. Wait. I know what you were doing, Linus. If you need food, just ask. I don't want anyone in Pelican Town to go hungry. Here, I've got a basket of zucchini fritters for you. Just make sure you dip them in my spicy marinara. Go on, take it. That's a nice little scene. Glad Gus is looking out for Linus. God, I can't wait until I get a glow ring. I don't think we're going to have any luck with foraging for the rest of the night, so it'd probably be a good idea to turn in now. Well, there are a couple of dandelions up here, actually. That's some good eating right there. I think we should save it for tomorrow, just in case. Okay, that looks good to me. Check the weather forecast for tomorrow. Beautiful sunny day. Okay. I think that is going to do it for this episode of Stardew. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time.